Sorry for the noise. Here's some more. Just woke up a little bit ago. Couldn't sleep. So I figured I would come out here and do this. Good morning, Danny. May the morning air and the peace of the love of the universe be with you. And if not, it damn well better. Or I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna kill it. It got dark really quick. I wasn't trying to... Every time I hear noises in the background, I'm pretty sure it's my cat. But now I'm like worried that she's fighting like 3-foot long roaches or something like that. Like she's over there having a battle with like 7 hairy roaches on her own. They're like bipedal, you know. They stand up straight. What the? Okay, I gotta go check. Okay. No, there was only 2. I think she can handle 2. Okay. Thanks, Daniel. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why you guys came here today. There's a reason I did too, because I had diarrhea. There was a pained, pathetic honesty to that laugh. It's quite tragic, and I do apologize because that probably induced some anxious diarrhea in yourselves as well. And I'm not here to make my viewers have diarrhea. It's just that I don't want to be alone. I don't want to suffer alone. But I shall take the diarrhea pains, and so you don't have to. None of that made any sense. I think that was just a big poop joke. Pretty sure that was just a big poop joke. Nah, bro. Thanks, Shahida. This is me honoring you. There you go. Now, got it. Well, what can I say? I like to draw. I draw breath. I draw 6-shooters all day long out in the street. I mean, I disagree with people on the silliest of things. The other day, somebody shortchanged me at Ralph's, and so went out inside in front of everybody. We had a duel, and well, I won. I won. You got to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. You got to earn the keep, and that's what I intend on doing. I also like to draw with pens. I'm a very violent person. Y'all might want to be careful. I'm from the hood. I'm very hood-like. I'm hoodie. I'm a hoodie. They call me Moody Blues because I love the band, not because I'm like moody or anything. Really. I like the band. They've got a lot of good songs, actually. Anyways, see the hood? It just gets under your skin there. Whew. I know I'm intimidating. I don't mean to come off as strange or odd or. Oh wait, no, that's exactly what I do. What else was I gonna say? The complete opposite of that is, I don't mean to come off as intimidating or odd or no, I just did that. I just said that. Son of a, I only know like 3 words. I just realized yesterday that I only know like 3 words. And I think that's a shame. Because there's so many great words out there. Okay. Well, thank you for that. It's actually quite big. There's a lot going on in it. And that's the point. Life is just one big collage, isn't it? A nonsensical and absolutely appropriate and timely collage of everything. No matter how small we ever think we are, we're still a part of this universe. All of it. We exist. And we have the very, very special. We have a very special seat at the table of the cosmic table. You know, we have and I'm sure there's other life out there that experience existence maybe sort of like we do. You know, it wouldn't take much just to tweak our brains a little bit, just if our brains were a little bit bigger, imagine how much more we would be able to do and how many different colors and all sorts of senses, you know, would just open up to us. I should know. My brain is very small. It's smaller than the rest, and I still pack a punch. But still, we have an amazing chance to view ourselves and the universe in such a way that other beings are jealous, you know. Why do you think they come here? We're very, very special. We're special little snowflakes. But we're all one, you know? We are. And it's an interesting thing because deer don't think that they're separate from other deer, you know? Bear, I'm sure, do because there's, you know. But like I'm talking about, you know, within a breed. Like they just see a bear, you know? Like the other animals, even birds and bears can talk to each other. There's like this communication, but humans are just absolutely different and the opposite of every animal on this planet in that we know that we're going to die. I think maybe the animals know they're going to die when they're getting eaten or something like that, whatever, but I've seen many an animal die, unfortunately. But anyways, I just think there's more that meets the eye, and I think my art represents that. Or I like to think it does. That's right. Let's turn this shit up. Let's dance. Okay. Hey, you in the back. We're living in the Matrix. It's important to button things up too before you leave. My goal is to have more drawings than Picasso by the time I die. And I think I'm well on my way. People think that he was prolific, and I say, no, you're right. He was prolific. I scoff because that's my middle name. Storie the Scoffman Grubb. Scoffman, Arizona is beautiful this time of year. Everyone is a gear in the engine. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're also, I think, because of consciousness, we're also the missing link. Or at least we were at one point. You know, there was a creature on this planet, and then the missing link was introduced to that being. And we sort of sprang from that well. There's just something about us that screams interstellar. Like, and this was, of course, many eons ago, whatever, maybe, but just this spark in us that, I don't know. I'm too tired and I feel too silly to even try to explain how I'm feeling right now. I'm here to do two things. Draw breath and draw guns. And it looks like we're almost out of pistol whip. We're gonna have to order some more. Hey Terry, can we order some? We have tons of chips, but we don't have any more pistol whip. Oh, okay. I'll see what I can do. Thank you, Terry. Terry's the best. Number one producer, Terry. You're my number one. Oh, I know. Yep. What? Yeah. Okay. That's a weird way of. He's a very retaliatory person too. If I prank him, like, you know, if he's coming out of the bathroom and I'm right by the corner and I go, hey, you know, and I scare him and he's like, oh god dang, you know. The next time, like, I come out of the bathroom and he's like, hey, but he has a bat in his hands and he kneecaps me 3 times because I have 3 knees. Oh, long story. I think my cat is over there killing bugs. That would probably be a much more interesting feed. Feed, pun intended. She kills lizards. I mean, my cat's crazy. Right now she's trying to, either that or somebody's trying to break in. I pity the fool that would break into this apartment, into this wing of the Moonbase 14, because I have so many weapons. I have a puppet named Jeremiah. Jeremiah, you good? Oh yeah, we're good. Good. And then I have a dog named Earl, but he's buried in the backyard. I have a horse, and I have 2 chickens, plus a cat. I mean, we're set. We got tons of lizards. Again, Safety first. That's why I always wear a helmet. Okay, anyways, back to the art. I swear I'm not even like watching what I'm doing. And then I'll just make that little brick wall. I'll just do that right there. Make little bricks. There we go. Little brick wall. I'll take what's behind the curtain for number 3, Alex. What is your soul? If anybody has some hot liquid, you might want to drink it now. It's getting a bit... It's cooling off a bit. Hold on. Here we go. Gotta get right up in this business. I'm gonna draw a little hand, I think. I'm gonna try, friends. I'm gonna try. You know why I like drawing hands? Because they're so damn precious. There we go, just a little hand. A monkey's paw. Something's holding on right here. Let's give it a little bit more. Hey now! Stop making noise! People tune in to not hear noise in the background, but to hear me talk. And me farts and stuff, and talk about diarrhea. This accent's absolutely 1000% going away, the more I do it. Can you not do that, please, then? Bye, love. Bye, love. Okay, thank you. I think she's gonna stop from now on. I think we're good. This was a mistake I made last night. My pen slipped, and it did that. I can't believe that. It's so ridiculous. I was quite embarrassed. I threw myself about the room, but I forgot to film it. So I had to do it all over. This music is my friend, Sleepy Seahorse. He lives in Colorado now. Talk about prolific. A very, very prolific musician. That one. We had a competition going for a little bit, unbeknownst to us. He was even like releasing songs that I've listened to recently around the same time I lived in Boise, and like one of them is almost, it's like one of us was covering the other person's song. It's like the most random song, but it sounds just like his song sounds just like my song, except it's just like a different version of it. So it was just such, once I realized, I was like, where have I heard this before? I'm like, oh, this is my song. What the fuck? And it's like he had never heard the goddamn song. But it's like the same synth and same like beat sort of, and I don't know, it's a trip. Great minds, I suppose. In the avalanche of life, some of us are going to come across each other, even if it's in the dark. Oh, the plot thickens. Here we go. Oh, now we are definitely in the Matrix. I hope everybody bought their leather. And your Glock. I don't ever leave home without my Glock. Safety first. Even when I go to the bathroom. I mean, I got a Glock in the old fishbowl behind the tank, you know. Oh, I've got guns everywhere. I've got a gun in my mouth right now. I can just pull it out and whip it out, and little barrel will pop out if somebody says the wrong thing. I look like one of those xenomorphs from the Alien franchise. That was a joke I had to explain, and I ruined it. Oh, sorry. There are fields, Storie. Fields where artists are no longer born. We are grown. This funny thing happened yesterday. I was driving around with my buddy, and he told me this joke, and we both laughed, and it was just, I don't know, I just felt like sharing that. It was pretty funny. It's a funny thing that happened yesterday. Don't remember the joke, but it was just this funny thing that happened yesterday. In the moment. He had to be there. Like literally, because I don't remember the joke. Oh, earthquake, sorry. It's definitely an earthquake. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Hey, unless one of you is having a seizure. Oh my god, hold on. Okay, no, we're good. I think that was just Mother Nature trying to punish me. Does she not know that I grew up drawing on buses? Ain't no little shit gonna keep me from my destiny. Now, if I ran out of pens, yeah, no, it'd be over. What is that? Look at this little nook. Oh gosh. Okay, maybe I'll draw right here. Happy Monday, everybody. Yay. Let's see if I can. Life is a trip. Why not? Why not? Beans. There we go. Excuse me. Much easier to drink with the lid off. This thing is coming pretty close. I'm sorry, I'm testing out this new table too. Just it's at a nice angle where I'm not hurting my arms to draw. Because I'm at that point in my life where it hurts to draw. I can't like hold my arm up very much. My shoulders are kind of messed yet. But like most of us, you get good at masking the pain and acting like it's not even there in front of other people. But on here, I'll bitch and moan all I want. I'll bitch and moan all I want. Bitch and moan all I want. Bitch, get off my lawn. I'll bitch and moan all I want. Bitch, get off my lawn. I just mowed that shit. Now I've got to water it again. Bitch, get off my lawn. I don't know if that's probably not that funny. Because it's based in reality. Yesterday, this old woman dared to step up on my lawn and tell me that I needed to mow it. And then she demanded $2 for the advice. And so I threw a brick at her. And I said, bitch, get off my lawn. And she laughed and ran away. It was pretty funny. We had a good time. The future is now, friends. The future is now. If you didn't know that, now you do it. Go out there and tackle the universe. Make it your own. You have the power. This part's pretty cool. You too, Daniel. Be safe. Something like that. Whoa. Okay. Almost kind of gross. I wasn't expecting that. Oh gosh. I've been digging for my pillows, but I've only dug a hole. So I'll lay down and God knows I'm inside. There is Where were we? Hello, Phobia. Phobios. It got really quiet all of a sudden. I guess that happens too. Perfect. Is it my... Let me see something really quick. Maybe that'd be a little bit better. I don't know. Sometimes it looks focused, and then sometimes it... What's the opposite of that? Doesn't look like it's in focus. Isn't that weird? Like, words are crazy. For some reason, I just thought about doing that right there. I don't know why. Sometimes it's not worth asking why. Sometimes it's just about bringing things to life for no reason. Let's see. Okay, that wasn't what I was planning on doing, but that's what happened. Hey, you son of a... Sometimes it's son of a... There was a Yeti outside in those days. The Yeti was big, it was bold, it was beautiful. It was blonde, this Yeti. I would never lie to you. But today is a day of days. It's the best of days. Don't look at me. Yeti Day is here again. Yeti Days is here again. Yeti Days here again. They're big and white, hanging out on the horizon of my life. Big hairy bastards on the horizon, stealing babies from everybody. But they showed you know how to make a good biscuit. I eat them in the morning. But still that's not the price I wanna pay for giving away my baby. Okay. It was based on a true story. A very lonely one. And a very fabricated one. I'll never tell. I'll never tell. It's cold out here. But yeah, that's the story. And I'm sticking to it. I think that's okay. Whoa. Hey, now the screen looks, or the camera looks good. Very crisp. Crispy critters. Hello, Kalia. I gotta do that. It's bugging me. Yeah, that's much better. It actually looks... But now it's super close. It's weird, it like changes the lens or something. It changed the camera lens when I turned it back around. Which I like, because you can actually see what I'm doing. Well, thank you, Shattering Me. I really appreciate that. And by the way, I think your name is really cool. So I guess we're even. Unless you want to pay me some money, I would really appreciate it. Thousands of dollars would be good, but I would take one. I also like goat cheese. My birthday's coming up. In November. Good morning, Haley's Comment. And what a Haley's Comment that is. This song is called March of the Toy Children. I think you'll hear why in just a second. I recorded this in my bedroom in Portland, Oregon. In the bed, when I say bedroom, I mean a hole in the ceiling, because I lived in an attic, and it was the smallest, one of the smallest rooms I've ever lived in. And I just recorded music and made art. The top story of this big ass house in Portland. But for this album, I used a Kurzweil keyboard, and it was freaking amazing. It had all these like awesome sound, like synth sounds and stuff, and strings and stuff like that, and all these different drum patterns that I could do, and just sound effects. And it just sounds neat. In my opinion. At the time, it was just like mind-blowing to me how nice that keyboard was. For when I finish it. I mean, if somebody was wanting to buy it, maybe I would sell it, you know what I mean? It's a combination of keyboards too, but mainly the Kurzweil that I was using. Even the bass. Because I lived in an attic, so I had to be like kind of quiet because the walls were super thin too. So I needed to use my headphones as much as possible. So you can record an entire album silently. Besides vocals and stuff. And some of the electric guitars I use. I had to crank them up, but I only did that when the folks in the house were gone. Awake at least. I gotta start thinking of a border for this because I have this to deal with. So I've got to start the border like, let's see. To keep myself from one of the only times I'll ever use a just to give myself a rough idea. Do not pass this line. Nah, bro. Let's see. I did. It looks amazing. Thank you. A lot of these pens are running out of ink. I gotta go get a new box. Now I'm just like using as much as I can out of them. Maybe that's what I'll call the name of this video. Nah, bro. And I mean, like I said before, I put that in there because it was such a nice comment that they left. I wasn't trying to be a silly person. Not that time, anyways. Well, hello. Hello, Hugo. Hugo's it. I'm just chewing some ass and eating some bubble gum. Or what? Wait, what? I really messed that one up. But if you wanted to make that into a bumper sticker, that's totally fine with me. And I'm almost out of bubble gum, from what I'm told. I don't chew it, but that's what I'm told. All of the extras and all the people behind the scenes here at Storie Grubb Draws, well, they all eat tons of chewing gum. They swallow it and everything. That's why the toilets don't work anymore. Long story. Long story. What, you can't see it? The beans are upside down right there. Hello, Setamine. There they are. And your outfit of bubblegum. It's very sticky. Which is terrifying because I'm quite claustrophobic. Oh gosh, I'm not even... How is it that the camera does that? It's like it's way above this drawing, but it's still like zoomed in for some reason. I don't know why. What song is that? What song is that? What song are you talking about? I don't hear anything. Oh, the music. The music song. The musical song. Right. Shit, what is this called? This one is called Such Sights. It's on the last album I ever released, called Crawl Space. It reminds me of Hellraiser. I think that's why I called it Such Sights. We have such sights to show you. I am a horror fan. People wonder why my art is so dark. It's because I grew up on 80s horror movies. Dorks. All the parents, man, it's just like, what? Did they not see what we were like watching? Like, I don't understand that. They wonder why our generation is just so like used to like weird stuff and like not grossed out super easily. But why we still like try to fight the power. It's our generation. I think our generation was much more hardcore than the hippies. And then they made it like offensive to stick up and have for yourself and have standards. So where now it's like you're just pigeonholed into these stupid little areas. And you're always, no matter where you are, you're behind enemy lines. Because there ain't no party in this country that has your best interest in mind. Nut, nit, nit. There might be an individual here or there, but those parties want you dead. They want you dead. But I want you live and kicking. Even if we disagree, I want you live and kicking. Because I love me a lively debate. Makes me question things, makes me understand where I come from even more. When you come across somebody that you didn't quite agree with 1000% of the time. They're not Nazis, they're just humans. Now, when we're talking about atrocities and them sticking up for certain things and being absolute bullies, whorish bullies, then you gotta put your foot down and you boot up somebody's ass, right? But for the most part, people are just brainwashed, and you can still pull people back from the edge. It is possible. It is quite possible. Isn't that right, Hugo? Says Toe Thumbs. You gotta recommend. Oh, 80s Italian. Hugo. Oops, sorry guys. I was missing comments. Turn it into a Zuvi. 80s Italian. Well, Dario Argento or whatever, who did Suspiria. What was that? 70? Was that 78? But that opened the door for all sorts of. Unfortunately, like they didn't. A lot of 80s stuff. I mean, I don't know about Italian, to be honest. Not so much, but a lot of it was just pumped out just to make a few bucks, you know, like lots of sequels for certain franchises and things like that. But I hate when studios get involved. Studios always ruin everything. It just sucks that everything in this stupid life has to have the bottom line of like the almighty dollar. It's just, even art, man. It's just, I mean, especially art. Thankfully, there is a nice thing though, balance nowadays, because with technology and things, you know, people can be discovered still, but it's not like it used to be. It's not like you record some demos, send them out to labels, and then play a few local shows, and then you're like, the label calls you and they're like, here's a bunch of money. Do you want to go on tour and represent our label? You're amazing. You're gonna make tons of fans. No, you have to have a big old fat solid fan base before you ever even before a label will ever speak to you or return their emails. They've got to know that you can make money for them. It's just not. I mean, it was like that with big ass labels back in the day. You know, They wouldn't like Geffen Records just wouldn't sign you like willy nilly, but indie labels certainly would. Sub Pop was an indie label once, and that's how that Nirvana got on them, and they were getting paid shit at first, and then they went bankrupt, so that's when Nirvana went to Geffen Records, and then they started making all the money. But like one of the big reasons why they got so big was because they could afford the promotion, and it's all about promotion and having the right management to get your stuff out there. Just like a movie, you see trailers and things like that. Like for the Phoenician movie or whatever, I've seen like 1,000 trailers for that thing, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. I like Wes Anderson, but what is this like campaign that you're doing? It's not even like entertaining. It's not funny at all, and it's actually quite pretentious. And it, I don't know. I don't know. Who am I to judge? I'm just here to execute and blame and judge. Dang it! There I go again. At least Wes stays true to his style. I'll give him that much. I'm just not a big fan of Michael Cera. I'm just not. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I guess I'm super bad, but let's see. Sounds like. Let's see. To market them, but it's not total greed. They put them on tour, and yes, management needs a worker to perform for a long time. Sounds like my ex-wife. Like Cannibal Holocaust. Hey, Boogie. Hi, Boogie. Draw a Frenchie. Jeez. I'll draw some French bread with a collar on it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, and of course, I'm not talking about the good experiences. There's tons of great experiences. I'm just focusing on a certain element of the whole scheme because I've tried, and I've actually just been told straight up by people, like, oh yeah, you're not gonna go anywhere unless you, because most labels won't even talk to you nowadays, and I've talked to many, believe me. There was a while when I was trying to be on a label, and I was shopping my stuff around, and I got a lot of good feedback from people, and sometimes most of the time they just never write you back, but sometimes they do, and they're just like, yeah, no, you don't have enough followers on Facebook, or you don't, this one person from, I think it was NME, in England, this dude was talking to me back and forth through a few emails, and basically just asking about, because I sent him my songs, and he's like, these are pretty good songs, and asked me more in-depth questions about my stuff, because he was thinking about writing an article about me, and in NME, I was just like fucking flabbergasted. And then he asked me if I'd ever been on tour, and I said, oh no, I've never been on tour or anything like that, unfortunately. Like that's, that comes with getting an article written about me. You know what I mean? Hopefully, like that would open some doors for that kind of. And then they just never wrote me back because they said that like all of the money that you make, it's not even from music, and like unless it's licensing or whatever for movies and video games or stuff like that. You can't just like release an album on Apple, whatever Plus or whatever the fuck it is, iTunes, and expect anything. It's all in licensing and touring. It's all in touring, all the money. And so when labels are signing people, they have to look at their marketability. Like, and I think you said something like that too. I'm just reiterating that I've spoken with many, many labels, and they really like my stuff, but I don't have a fan base. And I tried for like a decade to like, I lived in Boise, Idaho for 10 years, and I got big in not big, but, you know, familiar with the music scene there quite a bit. And that helped me like open for great bands like Meat Puppets and Chris Novoselch's band and stuff like that, and meeting a lot of my heroes, but then just totally put off by them too. It's just because it is just like such a business, and you get all excited to meet somebody, and then you look at them and you can tell they're just dead inside. You're like, oh my god, this is just like a grueling ass job for you. You're just living out there for 10 years and going through all that was quite an experience. And playing at festivals thinking we were going to get discovered, and we made a movie for our first like festival out there and things like that, like a that to play along to, and like it was just insane. Like we just, no matter how hard it was, like it's like no matter how hard you try, like it's like the harder you try, the bigger you fall. And I don't know where others would. It's just such a weird. That's why I got out, because it was just such a mind f, because it just makes you think like, why am I not good enough? But that, like, I put out 10, 15 videos a year, music videos or something like that. But Joe Schmo band down the street, you know, puts a music video out every 3 years or something like that, and everybody's just like hooting and hollering and raving for them, and you're just like, wait, what the? It's like, because it's the industry and most music scenes in general, and just scenes in general, I can't stand, because they're all lopsided. Like it's just a big popularity contest, and it's not about substance. It's not about how much work you put into the art. It's just about who you know, and how much money you fucking got, and how much money they're willing to spend, and how much money you can make for them. And I'm sorry, but that is the bottom line. With, I mean, because it is a business, and I get that, but somewhere along the line, a lot of them forgot what it's like to actually make art, instead of just, I don't know. I hate going to like art shows, and I hate talking about art. I hate looking at it. I hate making art. Anyways, I'm also very cynical. And I know there's good things out there, but sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I wouldn't know, because I'd never eat the filthy mother. You know what I mean? We need pickles for cats, spam for beans. Pickles for cats. I don't know how to. If I drew a pickle, people would just think it was some kind of, pleasure device or something. Which pickle? Or they would think it was a cucumber. Some kind of gourd. I appreciate that, Seth. I mean, I'm reading your comments. You got something special. Music and art and your. And I guess maybe that's why I feel like I have any sort of opinion on it. Because I've never. And I can't see myself ever compromising my art for anything. That's just not going to happen. And it is kind of a shame to me at how, and I've said this before too, but I spent so many years with my head down working on my art, trying to hone it and find something there, especially with music and stuff. And while I was doing that, it was like the early 2000s or whatever, I was just trying to like get a band together, for crying out loud, and just start building even like a sort of like a fan base. But I was moving around a lot. There's all these things working against me. And of course, even myself, sabotage myself, or I I could have taken guitar lessons and learned a lot faster, for example, but I just didn't do that kind of stuff. And so I know that I was my own worst enemy as well, but the cards are definitely stacked against people. It's not like a lot of people think it is just, and I thought too, I was just my destiny, because that's all I ever did as a kid was draw. That's all I ever did once I started playing guitar, was just wanting to go home and play my guitar and write songs and stuff. It just, so I'm sure there's this little bitter part, you know, in me that feels left behind or overlooked. But then the realistic part of me is just like, yeah, but you kind of helped with all that. I had a band for a while, and then I just stopped it because it was of personal reasons within the band and stuff, and could have just ignored stuff when I'm not good at ignoring things. So been an interesting life, anyways. It's like I want to do it my way, but you have to compromise to a certain degree if you want to get to a certain make it as a to a certain like level as an artist, I guess, or caliber, successful artist, whatever that means. Because even like the 15-year-old version of myself from 1995 would look where I am right now and think, as far as how much I've progressed, I never would have thought I'd be doing this. If back then when I was 15, if I looked in the future, I was working at Marvel Comics and I was putting out my own comic books or with Dark Horse or something like that. I thought I was going to be a comic book artist all my life until I was like 19. And then there was a great shift. Why not my favorite rate? Landed quite a record deal. Yeah, it's because of the struggles. You play? That's great. Yeah, and sometimes it's just absolutely out of your control too, because as much as there were times when I was trying to keep a band together or something like that, it was just impossible. But then I also I got more into like the recording side of stuff too, and that's where a lot of these weird ass songs come from. Because I find joy in writing songs more than even performing them. But I can't go to a show without a huge, like half of me just not wanting to be there and the other half wanting to be on stage. I can't just go to a show and enjoy it unless it's unless it's like the Pixies or something like that. But I just like a regular show where like a local band is playing. I get so bored. I just can't enjoy myself. And it has nothing to do with them. It's all me. It's just how my brain works. You had a great shift. And maybe someone else if you showed me. I'm sure you know a lot more artists than you probably think you do. Um, there's at least one other that I can think of. Well, there's Picasso as well, and then there's also one of my other favorites is Juan Miro, or John Miro, Joanmiro, or just Google Miro, and his stuff will come up. One of the best artists. You take one look at it at first. If you've never seen his work, you'd be like, "What? Stories?" That's one of his favorite artists. But he is one of, like, in my opinion, one of the best artists the world ever produced. He stayed true to his like his inner child, or that inner um, affection for the craft. He kept it real, and he was a good person. I forget, somebody People were asking me about that the other day because at the art festival they were asking me about my, is this dotism or what do you call it, dotalism or something like that? And I'm like, what? There's a thing called pointillism, but that's using, I think, literally using the point of a brush and doing little teeny, or drips maybe. Pointillism, maybe. I think you're describing. I don't know what the name of it is. The style of art where it's like just little dots. So I know Dolly's done a few things like that too. I think that stuff is pretty amazing. I keep the camera. I feel like keeps moving. I love Dolly for that reason. Actually, he's the reason I went from comic books into this kind of art. It didn't start like this, obviously, but like it evolved into this. But when I started looking at his work and like looking at the principles and things that he uses to create it, it was kind of mind blowing because I was around 19 and I just started looking at the world a lot different. And when I started drawing, I would just sit there and draw. And I never went to art school or anything, so I was just surrounded by like my friends who just we all worked at gas stations, and I worked at vet clinics and stuff back then. But because I got in with one, and I sort of that's how it happens. But I was a kennel attendant at one, and so that's how you can get a job at those places, anyways. Anywho, I um I would hang out with like all these dudes, and they'd be smoking in this little one bedroom apartment, 9 dudes in one little room, and just hanging out, and I'd just be sitting there just going to town on a drawing or something, and people, not talking to anybody, just like drawing, like going crazy on this piece, and because it would just activate my brain, my imagination, and people would it'd get really quiet, and I would look up, and everybody would just be like staring at what I was doing, or like if somebody was new, they'd be like, "You drew that?" And I'm like, I'm drawing it. Like, who else would?" I was usually kind of nice about it. It was always like having some kind of like superpower. I never thought so until like other people would be, like catch a glimpse of what you're doing or whatever. I'm pretty badass. No, the art is cool, but the man is not. Like I said last night, there's extremes. Like I think May May was asking me, like I think she said, "Why am I so sad?" or something like that. I think my answer was just like, well, I live in a world of extremes. Very, very seldomly am I just like kind of, Goldilocks. I'm in a Goldilocks state or something where everything is just right. I'm usually really, really sad, or I'm really, really hyper and happy and couldn't care about anything. And as much as I like to live in that part of my brain, something just won't let me do it. But so it goes. Yeah, pretty much. Half glass half empty kind of thing. I didn't mean glass half empty kind of thing, as in that's all it is. Because it's definitely half full most of the time, too. But then, like, all it takes is one little slip. One little slip, and it all comes crashing down. I might get out of here just for a little bit. I woke up at 2:30. It's one of those things, too, where I woke up and it's all dark and stuff. You know how it is. Whatever you're listening to or whatever you were watching is off. It turned itself off. So it's just like pitch black. Remnants of some weird-ass dream you were having. And your eyes are trying to focus. And I'm like, oh, God, it's 2:32. It's 2:32. Oh, why am I awake? It's 2:32. And then I looked at my phone and it was 2:32. You ever do that? So weird. I don't even have to look at the phone sometimes. I'm like, it's only 6:14. I got another 20 minutes or whatever. I stopped using alarms and things like that back when I was a teenager. I used to have to get up hella early to go out and feed cows and stuff like that in the rain and mud, in the rain and shine. It was always better in the summer because it was just warmer, but during the winter, oh my God. You're up to your balls in fucking mud and poop, delivering hay to like these cows that care less. They just want their hay. And I don't blame them. I like cows. I just didn't like getting up early back then, because that was when I actually liked to sleep in. And then it would be like 4 in the morning, be out there feeding the cows, knowing that my stepbrother's inside sleeping away. He was so bad at feeding the animals and forgot so many times that my dad just was like, yeah, no, you're not doing it anymore. Sean's just going to do it from now on. I was just like, what? Come on, man. Come on, man. So I just had to do it, and I didn't let my brother forget that for a little while. I was like, that was his plan all along. Very, very smart. He's cunning, but I'm cunninger. Sorry, guys, I'm missing a lot of your comments. My routine is so bad, I don't think I've ever had a healthy... I have had a healthy sleeping schedule a few times, and it actually helps with my dreams. Helps me dream better, to be on a better schedule, but it doesn't matter how long I'm sleeping, if it's 1 second or 8 hours, you know, I'm dreaming the whole time. There ain't no like, I wonder if I dreamed last night. No, it's, yep, I went into another reality last night, or for 5 minutes. I lived a lifetime in 2 seconds. As long as it took me to close my eyes, I just lived an entire lifetime. Had kids and everything. My love girlfriend of 6 years out of the house, so now I gotta clean up. So I've been up all night cleaning, washing clothes. Make sure you pause before making rash decisions. And if you do need to make some rash decisions, there's probably an ointment for that somewhere. I know there is. I'm not gonna lie. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's a cream for that. Well, this is what my brain dreams like anyways. What I'll probably do is just go back inside and just watch YouTube videos and just lay there and be all depressed. This is the highlight of my day, and it's not even 5 o'clock yet. See, Therma thinks so. That's the water heater. I just don't know what, I mean, I got a lot of personal stuff going on in my life. It's kind of hard to make sense of things right now. And I really, really want to go to the ocean just to stare at her, talk to it. But I can't do that so often as much as I used to because I don't have money for gas. But sometimes I'm like, I can afford just to go out there and say hi. I just don't know what to do. I need to figure something out for money, but to make money, but I also can't do certain jobs right now. And I wish I could make my art my job. I don't know how to do that. I need to set up some kind of an online store. I don't know how to do that. I gotta do something though. Gotta do something. I just need to crap or get off the pot. Maybe I need to get off the pot. Maybe that's it right there. Therma, she tells the best at I was gonna say Etsy jokes. She tells the best knock jokes. I've tried Etsy. It's just like going to one of these art fairs around here. It's like people it's I was literally told by this lady at the art in the park the other day that my art doesn't fit with the event. She was like, "Yeah, your art just doesn't belong here." Um, which the punk rock, the little rebel inside of me is like, "Fuck you, bitch," kind of thing, But at the same time, I understood where she was coming from because the whole thing is just kitschy, and she herself was like made jewelry, and the jewelry looked like somebody that went to art school made and thinks really highly of, but it is what it is. It looks like everything else you would see out there, and it's safe, and it's fun, and it's not edgy at all, and it has no soul. There was a lot of great art there, but I mean, it's just the same kind. And again, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but I don't know how many times I was at this place and I heard that my art was unique or different, or wow, there's nothing like this at this event. And then this lady's like telling me that I need to like conform to this, like, or she wasn't even saying that. She was just like, no, your work just, your whole setup, like my booth, the way I had it set up, and my art itself, it was just not a good fit for this event. And I'm just like, what? And she was right across from me, like literally right across from me, to where like I had to, after she said that, I had to like stare at her and her husband like the rest of the time, like for the next 2 days. And it was just like, whoa, this is fucking awkward. Again, it's like easy. It's easy for people to say like, yeah, well, it's because I'll tell people that, and they're like, well, screw them or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, but it still gets to you. I mean, I've been told that my whole life, and you would think that I would be better, you know, um, just able to confront that kind of stuff. But it's really hard, especially when they just have the gall to come over and say it to your face. Um, and the more I was in with the event, I realized that she was actually just, I think she was just trying to give me advice, but she was rather rude about it. Like, I didn't go over and tell her that her tent was like aged and weathered and stuff like that, and it looked like shit. Nor did I tell her that I spiked her tires and that I put sugar in her gas tank. I mean, why would I? I'm not I'm not the devil. I'm just here to get revenge on my enemies. That's all. I don't want to hurt nobody except those who hurt me. I'm just playing. And as y'all know, this episode of Storie Grubb Draws is brought to you by ArtGuard. ArtGuard kills creativity dead. All right. I love when the camera does that. ArtGuard. It never used to do that. Now I think I understand the trick to getting the right camera is you have to flip the camera to selfie mode for a second and then go back because now you can really see the ArtGuard. X kills creativity extra dead. Yeah. These were props, or as they still are, props for my little stupid videos I do. I like this one. I'm pretty proud of it. But because it was the concept of having because dogs and cats, it looks like heart guard. It looks, I was emulating especially this one. I was trying to emulate the actual heart guard packaging. But then, because the idea that I had last year, I was trying to create this like universe through my like my skits and stuff like that, where the art you get you get hold on, you get artworms, and they're big and they're hairy, and they make you creative and stuff, and then people love you because you're so creative, and that's how you can that's how true love happens. And it's really hard to breathe, and it got my eye, and especially this one, but now it's backwards. I don't know why I turned the camera around, honestly. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Well, yeah, and that's it. The whole idea was that it was gonna we artists are creative because we have artworms, and in order to like you know dampen down our creative process or whatever, you're supposed to take those pills that get rid of the artworms that are inside your heart and or whatever in your body. It's kind of like midichlorians or whatever, midichlorians from the Force users in Star Wars. Midichlorians, stupidest thing Star Wars ever created, besides Jar Jar. Hey everybody! I made this puppet last summer. I just touched it up a little bit too with the nose and everything. What are y'all looking at? Did you ever seen a dinosaur before? You're not a dinosaur. You're more like some kind of dragon. Yeah, I'm a dragon. Dragging your dick in the dirt. Wait, don't say that. This is a children's show. Never say that. What, Dick? My name's not Dick. It's Storie. Oh! I thought we were on I thought we were on a different show. Nope. This is Storie Grubb Draws. Oh, I thought we were on the Dick Cavett show. That was from like the 60s or 70s or something. And you've never been on that show. Never were you ever invited to be on that show. Don't say. You don't say. His teeth are styrofoam, and that's my hand back. Oh, that's my hand back there. And then his tongue. Isn't he cute? Mini chlorians. There we go. In the nose, it's what do you call it? Clothespins. I don't know why, but it's a clothespin. I don't know. I just think it's funny. I don't know if he has a name yet. And then I did another one. This one looks exactly the same. But for a while, there was going to be the story, like, because I was going to do a variety show. And that's what I'm still hoping this channel can be, sort of like a variety show. But I want it to have puppets, so this is another one. But I just have an old hand and an arm for a neck right now. Hi, everyone. It's the same sort of thing, isn't it cute? Who, me? Nah, I'm alright. Where's my tongue? Yeah, he doesn't have a tongue. But I like him. I used to have a lot of puppets, and I did a puppet show called Slinky Beazle. But then I found out that Slinky, because he was a pirate, and he was created by, or put out by like FAO Shorts, and I realized some guy in Portland told me he wanted me to like write sketches for him and help them with like puppet shows and stuff like that. They had like a whole set and everything for puppets, and it was amazing, but I couldn't do it. I was too weird. And I couldn't, but he liked my stuff, and he said that we couldn't use Slinky, and I'd done like 15 episodes with Slinky, and then he said that I couldn't use him because he was somebody else's property, and I could never make money off of him. I could never, because this guy he wanted me to come work for them or be a part of their thing, and he had put puppet movies out on probably VHS too, because he's been around for a long time, but he puts out like DVDs of his own like puppet show and stuff, and he said, yeah, you couldn't make money off of him. I'm like, oh my god. And then I got like really depressed because I liked Slinky so much. But then I destroyed him. I ripped him apart. I killed Slinky Beazle. But I have other ones. And that was the whole idea. Talk about changing the subject. Hey, Brandon. What else? What else can I show you? I have a pet snake named Reggie. And this is Warnstrom, of course. Hey, everyone. I'm Warnstrom. Nah, what? Why are we all wearing Santa Claus hats? Because I like Santa. I like Santa Claus hats, and I think they're iconic. I think the imagery is rather iconic. Well, that's a damn good answer. What? Really? No? I'm serious. Shit. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm sorry. Just said I'm serious. What? Just a little boy. You should. What? What? Just think he gets tingle. You shouldn't done. Was just what the heck? What are you saying? I need to so basically I need to make about 17,000 more puppets before Christmas time. This is a horrible angle. So they call me Meat Sack. I'm a pro wrestler. I'm from Argentina. That's the brother country to Argentina. I know my net worth is only about 37 cents, but I make up for it in enthusiasm and mediocrity. I've been known to cover my face from time to time, but mainly because I'm quite ugly. And I don't appreciate good things. I just don't. It keeps me on my toes, it keeps me fresh, and it keeps me relevant. If anybody has any questions, you can take it up with my lawyer, okay? Judge Judy, I know you're watching, you old hag. You leave me and my family alone. I don't want your biscuits. I don't want your butter. Okay? This thing kind of smells. Oh, yep. It really smells. Okay? You happy now? Mm. Art guard. Not even once. The life. Judge Duty has no legs. Not anymore. The hagless, legless bitch. Not anymore. Not since the legless incident of 1812. I think it took place in Manhattan. What? Think about it. Have you ever seen her standing? No, because she can't. I'm telling you. Ever since 1812, she has had no legs. Absolute. I'm right there with you. I am not arguing with you. However, I will take my side of the story to the grave. Absolutely. Not even messing around. I am not afraid to show my face. No, I'm losing my steam, and I'm probably boring you guys now. But I appreciate the company as usual, and your patience. Oh. Shouldn't have done that. Oh, that smells bad. Oh! Oh! It burns! It burns us! Just kidding. Y'all be safe out there today. And get some good things done or started. And make time for yourself. And cut yourself some slack. And be nice to yourself. You deserve it. Take it from me. Parents just don't understand. In the meantime, yeah, be cool. Make some art. Be creative. I know, I want to incorporate the puppets. I want to start writing skits again, but I just don't know what to write or what to do. I got kind of the steam taken out of me for a little bit while I'm just trying to figure my life out right now. And it's kind of scary, but you know, it's life can be scary. That's okay. It doesn't mean it's the end. It just means it's one of those times, one of those transitionary times. And that's okay. Again, I need to learn how to take my own advice, cut myself some slack. But it's hard when you have so much you want to do, and you can't seem to do it the way you want to, anyways. I don't know, but it always ends up happening regardless. I glued his hat on instead of using safety pins, and it looks pretty good. I did a really good job. I am so cool. Just playing. All right, everybody. Thanks again. I appreciate the company. Thanks, Pastor. That'd be cool to do. I would love to do like some kind of, and also I don't know how to turn my camera vertically for these sorts of things too, because I think it'd be fun to do that kind of like a Mr. Rogers version of the show. But again, I think I would need help with that, like a cameraman, and then also it would have to be choreographed or staged, whatever, because choreography, I think, is that just dancing? I think it is. But if I could figure it out, I would obviously love to be able to put on a better show. But yeah, maybe down the road. But in the meantime, I do appreciate the company and the support. It means a lot. So reconnecting. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay. Well, I've almost been on here for 2 hours. Love ya. Always have. Probably always will.